Oh, hey there. So, when I went to Israel the first time, our guide took us to the Sea of Galilee, and there was a bank there, I think near Capernaum, and um, and he said, "This is the place," and I don't remember exactly where it was, but he said, "This is the place where Jesus was on the shore, and then Peter and the other disciples were fishing, and he said, cast the nets on the other side after they'd tried all night to fish and were unsuccessful." And when that happened, they caught more fish than they could handle. And Peter immediately knew this is Jesus. And so he just jumped out of the boat and swam to shore. And he sat there next to Jesus, who had cooked some fish for him. And Jesus said to him, "Peter, do you love me?" And he said, "Lord, you know that I love you." And he asked him a second time. He said, "Peter, do you love me?" He goes, "Lord, you know I love you." And then he asked him a third time. He said, "Peter, do you love me?" He said, "Lord, you know that I love you. Why do you keep asking me that?" And he said, feed my sheep," is what he was saying. And I've heard things for decades about there's different kind of love. In Hebrew, there's like a brotherly love, and then there's like an erotic kind of a love, and then there is godly love. Okay, so um, each one of those things, he was saying, "Do you brotherly love me? Do you philoe love me?" And then he asked that again, "Do you brotherly love me?" And then he asked, "Do you agape love me? Do you love me with a godly kind of a love?" And I've heard that quite a few times. And what our guide suggested was Peter denied Jesus 3 times. He denied him to the point of cursing and saying, "I don't know the man, get away from me," right before he was crucified. And then Jesus rose from the dead. And then Jesus asked him 3 different times, "Do you love me?" And what our guide suggested was that really what Jesus was saying was, "I know what you did, and me and you are good. Me and you are okay. I've forgiven you for that. Let's get this behind us. Let's just say what's on our mind. Let's say what we're dealing with here. And I forgive you. Nothing's changed between us. It was a hard day for everybody involved. And I love you." And the guide was like, "I would love to sit there with Jesus and have him say, 'Me and you are good.' Because Lord knows I've done some things that need an awful lot of forgiveness. And for him to just look me in the eye and say, 'Me and you are good,' would be a beautiful thing." And yet we have that offered to us every day. Right now, you can get right with Jesus. Right now, you can just say, "I've done some bad things, and I'm sorry, and I want to repent, and I want to change." And his answer is going to be, "Finally, me and you are good. Let's get this behind us. You're a beautiful person. I love you." Love you guys.